Good afternoon, everyone, and what an afternoon it is. Look, the sun's out. It is a beautiful day. I managed to get a farm walk in, and by that I mean I went out and measured all the pasture covers on the farm, and they came to just under 2,200 kilos of dry matter. That's what it's measured in per hectare. I usually don't do them, but I have something in this sort of works which you guys will find out about in a little bit, and I want to be a little bit more onto it this year. 2,200 might seem a little bit low, but I did have a discussion group yesterday and everyone was in that ballpark. They were at range from about 2,000 to maybe high 2,300. So yeah, it's definitely sitting a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was around about 2,000. So a little bit of a surprise there, which is good. I have just realised I haven't done a video on my mating plan for this year. So I'm going to sort of go through it now. And these are the catalogues that turn up every year. I always get sent them from a few companies. So that's Worldwide Sires. There is Salmon. It's a nice picture on the front. And ST Genetics. So all these ones here mainly have bulls that are sourced from overseas. I'm not saying they all are. I know that, which one's this one? ST. They actually have some in here. Or they're marketing for Matriarch, which is, these bulls are sort of New Zealand bulls, but I'm going to keep things a little bit simpler this year. I've used these two companies in the past, but this year I am just going to stick with the tried and tested New Zealand companies. So these are the two big ones over here, which is LIC and CRV. We use both, but I mainly use LIC and then I use a few bulls from CRV as well. I think for what I want to achieve and going forward, I would like to get our herd average or solids per cow up to over 350. So this year it was about 330, which has increased from the past couple of years as well. But I want to get up to like 350 to 400. And I just think for that amount of solids, it's probably best to stick with these New Zealand companies or New Zealand Genetics. It just makes it a lot easier as well. There's nothing wrong with using the offshore stuff. I just trying to keep it a little bit simpler this year. It's also good I'm only dealing with sort of 2 companies instead of 4. Although everyone has been good to deal with in the past. Just like I said, I'm trying to streamline it. So Jane, my field rep, came out the other day from LIC. We had a meeting. She always brings these bits of paper out with her, and it's quite interesting to like have a look through. So these are the herd averages. These are the traits that the cows are given, and you can sort of see here the blue graphs are the cows and the green ones are the R1. So you can sort of have a look and see what areas you are improving in. Like in this column here, cows R1s, you come down to, that is udder overall, and they have gone up 0.02. So I know it doesn't seem like much, but it is an increase in probably a good area, so that is a good thing. We do talk a lot about BW in New Zealand, breeding worth, and this is just a graph saying how our BW has gone up over time. So that's back in 2012. You can see it's gradually increased, which is good, but it sort of has not plateaued, but it's gone up sort of very slowly over the last sort of 4 to 5 years, although it's gone down in the past in time. So I guess that it's on a rising plane, which is a good thing. I have talked in the past about mating the heifers, and this year we are going to do it. So we're going to pull the trigger. We're going to mate them, which is pretty cool. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it yet, but I can figure that out later. But our AI bank that is in storage at the moment, I think there's like 80 straws in there, which we've sort of carried over from last mating. So that is handy because there's enough in there to do the heifers, which is pretty good because I don't have to buy extra to do them. But we'll jump in here and have a look at a few of the bulls that I have picked because some of you might find that interesting. So in these books, red is the Friesians and green is the Jersey section. And there's always genomic bulls first. Here we go, Jersey 2023. So I have highlighted them. It's got all like the traits and which bulls in here are leading the traits, but I don't really look at that. So I've picked 6 genomic ones, which is what I usually do. Cavalry, I don't know. We just went through and all the sort of traits that I liked. Fertility is a big one, but these genomic bulls can change a lot with these figures as the daughters start getting proofed or start getting figures in from the daughters. A lot of these figures can change. So yeah, we'll see how they go next year or how many of them are still in the team next year. But I've picked Cavalry, Titus. So this is the second year that I'm using Titus. I used a lot of them last year, and it is looking like a pretty good bull, so reusing him. Bremen is new. I don't even know how you say that. Excelsior. He's new. He's actually like one of the highest BW bulls. Not that I really looked at that, but yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. Brisbane. I used Brisbane last year. He's looking like a really good bull as well. Got quite a few offspring in calf to him. So yeah, looking forward to seeing replacements. But I'm reusing him. Like, he looks good, so why not? Bravado. And that is a Jersey Future one. So I'll talk a little bit about that later on. Nothing on that page. That might be 6 already. And then you get through to... So that is all the genomic bulls, which means they're good on paper, but they haven't been proven yet. And now we go through to these ones. And these are the daughter proven bulls. So they've got progeny already on the ground, and they can measure from the progeny how they're doing, and that's how they sort of get these figures. So they are quite accurate. Luca, I haven't used him before. I'm using 3 daughter proven bulls. So Luca is the first one. Montage, I haven't used any of him before, but he looks quite nice, so using him too. And the last one is Gallivant. So Jane said she's seen quite a few cows on the ground by him that have started milking, and he looks really good. All the progeny leaves is good. So going to use him this year, and that is everything that I'm using from LAC. Then moving on to the CRV catalogue, I'm actually only going to use 2 bulls, just to keep it nice and simple this year. Mahu and Kaka. So there's that one. It's not A2. I'm not really too worried about that anymore. We're not getting paid for it, so I'm not going to breed for it. And what? Oh, that's a daughter. So that bull's actually down here. And Mahu. I actually need to order these fellas. I need to text Matt and tell him I'll take 20 straws of each. Probably a couple months ago, Matt came to see me, and I sort of didn't really make up my mind when he was here. Yeah, I need to text him. I need to get around to it. It is on my list of things to do. But I'm also trying something new this year as well, and that is, since we are mating the heifers, we're going to get like nice genetic gain from it. So we're going to get better stock coming, or hopefully this is a theory, we're going to get better stock coming through faster, or through that genetic gain. So I'm actually going to drop out the bottom 20% of the herd. So the 20% done on BW, breeding worth, we're not going to mate and try and get replacements from. On the other side of this mating book from LIC, this is the beef section, and this is where this is going to come into play. So I've actually bought 60 straws of this Angus, and I've went with no choice short gestation Angus pack here. So the straws are only like $15 compared to whatever they are here. It says individual 35, which I don't think I'm paying 35. I think they are 28 for me. I don't know what classic pack means. There is a deal where you get genomic and the daughter proven one, or 9 bulls. There is a deal. I think it's like $28 a straw. There is actually quite a big saving there, which is pretty handy. So the bottom 20, or is it 25%? I think we might be doing 20% this year. We're going to drop out all the cows done on BW. They're not going to get mated. They're going to get mated to the short gestation Angus. And the reason I went with that over like a short gestation dairy, which they do as well, which is a crossbred bull, is because with the Angus, I should be able to tell the difference between a Jersey Angus calf, because they should be quite dark, and a Jersey replacement, because they'll be sort of calving at the same time. So I don't have to separate the replacement stock from the cows that are going to have the beef ones. But the whole idea is just to keep replacements from the better cows. And you can see this is quite interesting, like genetic gains report. So over the last couple of years, it says the percentage of replacements that we have kept from see here, it says bottom BW, the bottom third for BW, we've kept 23.4 replacements. So theoretically, the ones at the other end of the scale, the top third, are going to be better stock. Same with over here. So we kept sort of 30% of the bottom third. And going forward too, when we do make the heifers, we're only mating like the ones out of the best stock. So we should be getting faster genetic gain again. I was actually at the LIC, I think it was the shareholders meeting. They have it like annually. And I was speaking to David Chin, who's the I'm not sure what his actual job is at LIC, but he's one of the big chiefs there, and he said that the best thing you can do to get, or best genetic gain you can do in your herd is to not mate or keep replacements from, say, the bottom 10, 20, 30% of your herd, and that's how you can sort of make the fastest improvement. So it was quite interesting. That little comment sort of got the ball rolling, and this year we're not going to do it. It also gives us another option, I guess, where we could sell calves, beef, with Jersey beef. I'm not sure if there is a market for it, but potentially there could be, maybe. I'm also trying some semen this year from Jersey NZ, and they have a joint venture with LIC, so that's why that bull had that little sticker that I said, remember that one, where they sort of bring genomic bulls through that people can nominate. They can say, oh, we've got these good bulls, we can nominate it, and then Jersey NZ picks, I think it's 9, is it 7 or 9 or something like that, and then they market them, and the semen's only $9, so compared to, say, 28, like, it is a heck of a lot cheaper. I think if you take all the bulls that they offer, the 7 or the 9, I think it's 9, you can get it for like $6, so it's a lot cheaper. Again, genomic-wise, like, they're good on paper, but they might not be, or they're not proven. So it is a bit of a gamble as well, but I think the bulls look pretty good. So yeah, I'm definitely trying 5 or 6 of them. And I'm not using sex semen, so I have sort of ditched it this year. One of the reasons was just because I didn't really get the results that I was looking for. I know that I've sort of only done it for 2 years. One I was using fresh, the other I was using frozen. The frozen stuff, I would not recommend that. It didn't work whatsoever. The fresh wasn't too bad, but we are just trying to cut costs back a little bit, so maybe we'll re-advise it in the future, but it just sort of didn't really work for us. Although having the collars now might be pretty handy, because you've got a list of cows that are on when you sort of get out of bed, or you can lie in bed and have a look at the list of cows that are on and pick the ones you want to use it across. So maybe we'll look at it, but not this year. However, I still am using all frozen stuff, and I am nominating everything again. It'll be my second year doing that, but yeah, I just think, talking about genetic gain, I think that's where we get the most. We're putting the right bulls across the right cows, or supposedly the right bulls across the right cows, and that's going to leave, hopefully, a good calf. Talking about calves though, they're probably not too far away, so I definitely need to get my A into G. I've sort of left it a little bit late. The wood chip in here was actually from last year, but Doug's been in, he's put posts in this bay, so we're actually going to put a little gate in here, but we're going to put plywood along here with a top board to sort of hang stuff off, and we're going to section all these bays up permanently. I need to just pull these out. He's also done the bay over there, so all he's got to do is put posts in here, and we can start putting the plywood up, and then we'll be done. So there's not a lot of work, it's probably a day's worth, and then it'll be all sort of tidied up. But I'm going to put a gate, like I said, so in there, and each pen's going to have a little man gate, which is going to be pretty handy. I was of the opinion that I didn't really want to have something permanent in between these spans. Like, it would be quite good if you could take them in and out, but I've left these gates here all year, and also the one over there, and it hasn't worried us at all. So I thought, oh well, let's just put permanent ones in. Nice and easy, but it's going to be good. I think I might only need the 2 bays, but we're just doing 3, so that if I do have a spillover, it's already done. Might as well do the whole lot, and at least once it's done, we don't need to do anything to it in the future, that's all the calf rearing facilities sorted. I actually need to clean this PK bin out. See, he's just put a black PK, the yuck stuff, left it in here. It's got wet, but I need to clean that out, and then I'll put the shavings in here. But what I actually wanted to do was, I know some of you guys might have done it out there, but seal these up. See how there's a gap here? They might have been sealed in the past, but it's just, there's been a bit of weight on there and it's pushed off. Just seal them up, because that's where sort of the moisture comes through there, and then these corners get quite wet, or the PK in it starts to rot. Same with this. See, it's not too bad, but it would be good to close that gap up, and then grass can't grow through it either. This is the other shed that I use for the calves, and it's real handy because the tractor shed's just there. So this is here. I get 40 replacements in here, and it's awesome because it just opens up out into this nice little calf paddock there. But John, my father-in-law, he's been bringing his trailer over, and I have been filling him up with this wood chip because he uses it for around his avocado trees as mulch. You see there's quite a big pile there, so he's bringing his trailer over tomorrow. He's going to get 1 more trailer load. There's probably 2 trailer loads left, but I've taken quite a bit out. It was up to, or the level was up to about here, so it's quite a lot. I might just fill them up with whatever I can get in, and I'll just scrape. Hopefully I'll get up close to those gates and I can just scrape a bit off the top back there and replace that. Maybe I won't go quite so deep there. This is the sort of high traffic area through here where the calves make quite a bit of mess because they stay here for most of their time in the big pen here. So it's good to get that out and replace it, although I am cutting it pretty short time wise. Well, we don't start calving for another 2.5 weeks, so plenty of time. Dad's actually been hard at work in here, and he's repainting the floor. You can see it's sort of different colours there, so that's still wet, or it's still drying. And the reason he did it is because mainly through here, where the water comes out of the wash, it's sort of eaten away at the floor, and it's made it quite sort of sharp in places. It's a little bit hard to tell, but he's ground all the sharp bits off, so it's quite smooth. And then he's put this sort of epoxy, I don't know if you'd call it a resin, but sort of something like that down. He's painted all over there, and it's made the floor look really smart actually. It's looking really good. This is the stuff here actually. It is Nova epoxy, and I think that's the paint, and then you mix this stuff in with it, industrial coating. But yeah, it's going to look awesome once a couple more cans go down. Might be able to get the whole floor done hopefully. So that'll pretty much do it for this video, guys. Hopefully it sort of made sense. I'm hoping that this mating plan is one that we can sort of stick to. I have been adjusting it in the last couple of years. You know, every year there's sort of something new, or I change a little bit of it, which is not a bad thing. But hopefully this one, we will sort of do the same thing for the next couple of years, or that's what I'm sort of planning to do. But you never know what will happen. I do like to change my mind as well. So hopefully it makes sense. If you do have any questions, drop them below. But other than that, give it a thumbs up. That'd be awesome. And I'll see you next time.